everyone, it's Miss Amy, and it is Thursday. This is usually when I do teen book talks, but today, because this would have been the weekend that we would have been doing my 14th annual Children's Book Fair by the Sea, I'm going to highlight some of the Maine authors and illustrators who might have been at my children's book fair this year, because we're unable to do it. So I want to highlight some of our wonderful Maine authors and illustrators. So the first one that I want to do is Lynn Plourde, and she has so many children's books. It's hard to count and keep track, which is wonderful because they're all so much fun, and she has such a great way with language, and she is a Southern Maine author. She has the book, the school series, where we get to know all of these different characters in this classroom. And they are just silly, they have funny names, and they all have their own little specialties, and the cool thing is that you get to follow them through a book fair, through school picture day, through a science fair and stuff. So those are so much fun. And then this one, she has Dino Pets. There are 2 books in this series, so for all of the kiddos out there who love dinosaurs, this is a great book for those little dinosaur lovers. And it's a quick read, so it's a great preschool, early elementary book. This one, which I love, this has been a favorite since my boys were little. My son was about 4 or 5, and that's when I was first introduced to this book. I met Lynn at a book fair, or a fair that they were at, and she was presenting, and they did a little skit and asked for volunteers, and my son got to be the bull moose. And we bought her book at that time, and it has been a favorite read aloud for so long. I love the rhythm, I love the sing-song, and the play on words. It's just such a great book to read, and my boys love to be outdoors, hunting and exploring and searching, and who knows, she might have been part of that too. So really fun read aloud. I just absolutely love it. So thank you to Lynn. It has been and still remains a favorite read. This is, as everyone's thinking about going back to school or homeschooling, or doing schooling online, or however your school year is going to look like this year. This is a fun story. There are 2 in this series of this special friendship between this hippo and the mouse, and it's all about being you and being true to who you are and your own style, and it's called You're Wearing That to School, and I love it. So be you and be true to you. Perfect segue into the next book. This is Russ Cox's book, or Lynn and Russ partnered up again. They've been partnered before for Merry Moose Christmas, and this is called The Boy Whose Face Froze Like That, and this is illustrated by Russ Cox and written by Lynn Plourde, and it is their newest book. It just came out. And it is so much fun. It's great illustrations, just silly antics. And you know, everybody's mom probably said, don't put your face like that, it will freeze like that. I know my mom did, and I think I said it to my kids, and that's what this story is all about. So, and of course your face won't freeze like that, but such a fun book. Russ also illustrates the Puppy Pirates series, which is an early beginning reader chapter book. So for kids who love pirates and puppies, who doesn't love puppies? It's a great series, and he is just the illustrator on that because he does all kinds of things like that. He also has done all kinds of draw with Russ videos and things for kids and families during all of this COVID craziness. So check it out on his website. So Russ Cox. I want to share these. So this is Hazel Mitchell and Liza Walsh, Liza Gardner Walsh, and they are a duo who have been partnered up many times for the fairies series. Liza has several nonfiction books about fairies and getting kids outdoors and imagination with fairies and nature and fairy houses and things, and a treasure hunter's guide, and then she has the whole How to Fairies series, where their newest one is coming out this fall. They have a couple board books in this series as well, and Hazel is the illustrator. And then this book, Toby, by Hazel, written and illustrated by Hazel, is about her dog Toby, who was a rescue dog, and he's a super shy poodle who they adopted, and this is kind of their story. So I love this, and I remember when this came out, and she is now sharing her life with a new poodle puppy who is getting big fast. Neat book. Then we have Chris Van Duzen, who we can call a local Camdenite. Love, love, love all the books that he does. He illustrates, he writes them. Down to the Sea with Mr. McGee is a favorite, and then of course Mr. McGee goes on a camping spree and skis. He has the If I Built a Car, If I Built a School, If I Built a House series. Randy Riley's really big hit about baseball. The Circus Ship, which was actually the original idea came from a true historic ship that actually went down off the coast of Maine. And of course he twisted it and made it a really fun, wonderful story. So, and this one has a page that kids absolutely love, where they have to find all the animals and where they're hiding from Mr. Payne, the owner. So we are super proud to call him our very own. And then Melissa Sweet, who is a good friend, and Melissa used to live here close by and now lives in southern Maine, but she is an illustrator of so many books I can't count, and has written several of her own, and I love her collage style. And she also does a lot of illustrating for products and stuff on Ebu, which is a wonderful, very high quality toy company. And they have like colored pencils and drawing papers and all kinds of wonderful things. So Melissa does a lot for them. And this is called Carmen, A Little More Red. This is a twisted Little Red Riding Hood alphabet story. Love that. She did Two Below Rides the Rails, which is also a rescue dog book, and it is also has astronomy and the stars. So you get to learn a little bit about the constellations in that, because Melissa likes the constellations. And then this one, which was a Caldecott Honor winner, is Balloons Over Broadway, about Tony Sarg and the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade balloons and the man who invented them. And it is a beautiful story, and she has a lot of links to cool school materials and things that have to do with some of her books. So love that. Then we have the Hassets, John and Ann Hassett, who live out in Waldoboro, and they have a whole series of fun books that they have written and illustrated together. And Too Many Frogs is just a silly story about Nana Quimby, who has to deal with too many frogs in her basement and in pots and pans and buckets and everything she can put them in. It's just a silly story. Cat Up a Tree, and then Mouse in the House, that's Nana Quimby again. And they also have a couple of early reader, like first reader, beginning reader books, which are great. And they are with about a character named Ben. And then Sarah L. Thompson, she has Imagine a Day, Imagine a Place, Imagine a Night. She also has this Quick Little Monkey, which is about a little, a little monkey. And then this one, What Lincoln Said, is about Abraham Lincoln, one of our 16th president. And she also wrote Deadly Flowers series. There's 2 books in that series, and a favorite, which is a Lupin Award winner, which is called Dragon's Egg. So, and Lynn Plourde actually has Maxie's Secret, which is a chapter book as well, because usually we are talking about chapter books, but I wanted to highlight all these wonderful Maine authors. There are so many other wonderful Maine authors who I want to thank out there, but I could just fit in a few today, but we'll highlight some more another day. Thank you for all the wonderful things that you do for the children of Maine and abroad. Hugs to you all. Happy reading. Check some of these out. Miss Amy.